All right, let's do a couple word problems. I didn't give very much space right here for this first word problem, so I'm going to actually work it out into this space. So here goes. The admission fee at a small fair is $1.50 for children and $4 for adults. And that's important because already they've defined two variables. We're going to have children and adults. I'll use C and A for that for obvious reasons. On a certain day, 2,200 people enter the fair and 5,050 is collected. How many children and how many adults attended? Oh no, a word problem. All right, so here goes. What I'm going to do actually is underline, or actually circle, all the money, and I'll do that with green. And we're going to make an equation out of that, just that. So here goes, up here in this space, which might look cluttered, but we'll deal with it. $1.50, we'll put 1.5 for every child, and $4 for every adult, and that is equal to a total of $5,050. So don't panic if you're like, oh, the numbers are everywhere. Well, the numbers that are alike in this case are the dollar amounts. And so we have $1.50 for every child, $4 for every adult, and that's $5,050. Now we probably should back up a little bit here. Partition this off. Let's back up a little bit here and define some variables. So C is the number of children, because that's what they're actually asking, right? And then A is the number of adults. And so now that we have these variables defined, we can continue. So the only other number we see in here is this. There's 2,200 people. Everyone's either a child or an adult. Well, they might be somewhere in between, but we'd classify them as one or the other. So 2,200 people. So here's the other equation, and I'll just kind of underline that one in blue just for fun, because it's a different type of number. Clearly, it's not money. All the children plus all the adults equals 2,200. So there you go. We actually have the exact same type of problem we've been doing. I'm not going to go to desmos.com/matrix and do it. I'm going to do it off camera on my calculator. But the setup is the same. There's a 1 here and a 1 here. So here we go. 1.5, 4, 1, and 1. And then C and A. And that's equal to 50/50 and 2,200. And then we will just simply solve this using a calculator. I'm going to make small talk as I do this. So let's see, we're going to edit a matrix, and you're just kind of waiting. I'm doing this on a graphing calculator, which is a very different process. And here we go, almost done. Got it. Okay. C, A, and this is the same thing as what we've been doing. A inverse B. So again, this would be A right here. Here's your A. Here's your B. And this would be A inverse B. Whatever's about to happen here. So how many children, how many adults? Well, the final answer I got was 1,500 and 700. But the hard part about this is just the setup and making sure you understand, well, how to set it up. Okay, next problem. Things get a little bit crazier, and there's a lot of information here, but it's the same idea. Andressa, an exchange student from Brazil, made phone calls within Canada to the United States and to Brazil. So we have 3 different types of phone calls that are made. We have those from Brazil, those in Canada, within Canada, and those to the United States. The rates per minute for these calls vary for the different countries. Use the following information to determine the rates. Okay, they're asking us for the rate, and so I'm not going to define my variables. I'm not going to write them out, but I'm going to go ahead and say them, and C is going to be the rate per minute for Canadian calls, and U is going to be the rate per minute for US calls, and B is going to be the rate per minute for Brazilian calls. Okay, so rate per minute for Canada, rate per minute for US, rate per minute for Brazil, and here we go. 90 Canada plus 120 US plus 180 Brazil equals 252. Can you see where this is going? 70 Canada plus 100 US plus 120 Brazil is 184. 50 Canada plus 110 US plus 150 Brazil is 206. There you go. Now we have 3 equations and 3 unknowns, and who wants to solve this by hand? Not me. So we're almost done here. 90, 70, 50, 120, 100. By the way, everything is set up nice and neat. Normally it's XYZ, but it's CUB, 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 or in this case it was CA, CA, Everything's in order. We're good to go. They don't have to be in alphabetical order, by the way. The order is arbitrary as long as it's consistent. There we go. And C-U-B spells cub, Canada, United States, and Brazil. 252, 184, and 206. All right, I'm going to crank out an answer very quickly. You can do this on, well, you know the website. Oh, I'm writing on the desk. Oh, no. All right, if you bear with me, feel free to kind of skip the next couple seconds as I type this in and work through this one. I'm just getting an answer just so we'll know what the answer is, because I'd hate to not answer the question. The only thing about these problems is that I'm really just learning how to set it up. And there we go. I have 0.4, 0.6, and 0.8. And that's it. All right, I'm going to put some zeros at the end of that because it's 40 cents per minute for Canadian calls, 60 cents per minute for US calls, and 80 cents per minute for Brazilian calls.